Gen Z isn't just the future. They're happening right now. They're shaping markets, influencing culture, disrupting traditions. And here's the twist. If you're not learning from them, you might just get left behind. This isn't just about business. It's about parenting better, teaching better, communicating better, leading better. Because no matter who you are, CEO, single parent, manager, or mentor, learning from Gen Z might be the smartest move you make all year. And the best part, you don't need a corporate title or a corner office. All you need is curiosity, humility, and a willingness to listen without judgment. Welcome back to Mentor's Mindset. We usually think of mentorship as older to younger, the wise elder guiding the wide-eyed newbie. But reverse mentorship flips that script, younger voices teaching older ones, and this isn't just symbolic. Reverse mentorship is already leading to measurable improvements in innovation, communication, and retention across industries, classrooms, and families. It's real, and it's working. Jack Welch, ex-CEO of General Electric, started reverse mentorship in the 90s so his execs could understand the internet. But in 2025, it's about much more than tech. It's not just a business tool anymore, it's a life skill. Because Gen Z isn't just teaching us about TikTok, they're teaching us about purpose, balance, identity, and the kind of world they're demanding. Reverse mentorship is about acknowledging that wisdom can flow in all directions. That learning is no longer a ladder you climb, but a circle you join. And the sooner we adopt this mindset, the more prepared we are for the world ahead. 1. Digital DNA. Gen Z doesn't just use the internet, they think in internet. It's how they learn, express, and connect. If you want to understand communication today, especially with your own kids or students, you need to tune in. They're the first generation to grow up in a world where digital space is just as real as physical space. Their instincts around online safety, influence, virality, and digital etiquette are light years ahead of most adults. 2. Values first. They lead with purpose. Sustainability, ethics, equity, mental health. They call out performative leadership, greenwashing, and toxic work culture, and they walk away from it with no questions asked. They're not afraid to challenge power structures. If a teacher, parent, or boss is contradicting the values they care about, they will speak up or disengage. This makes them powerful accountability mirrors for every leader. 3. Redefine success, burnout, bragging rights, hustle till you drop. None of that is impressive to them. They care more about emotional safety, community, impact, and living authentically. Not living to impress. They are questioning the systems we inherited. From 9-to-5 office culture to university debt, Gen Z is rewriting the blueprint for what it means to live a successful, meaningful life, and we can learn from their bravery. 4. Unapologetic identity. They're not waiting for permission to be themselves. They are neurodiverse, gender diverse, culturally fluent, and loud about it. That's not rebellion. That's leadership. They are leading by example when it comes to embracing complexity. Whether it's mental health struggles, sexuality, or spirituality, Gen Z shows us how to speak truthfully about identity without shame or fear. For parents, your child might not teach you algebra, but they will teach you how to speak without judgment, how to navigate identity with more grace, and how to spot your own blind spots. They can help you understand the emotional landscape behind phrases like "I'm overwhelmed" or "I need space." They can teach you that mental health days are not laziness but survival. For teachers, they'll teach you that the classroom isn't the center of learning, connection is. Vulnerability builds trust faster than authority. You don't have to be a tech expert, you just have to ask. They respond to honesty, not control. If you can admit you're still learning too, you unlock deeper engagement, especially with students who have felt dismissed by traditional systems. For managers and entrepreneurs, they'll show you what authenticity really means in brand building. Why they scroll past perfect ads but pause for a messy real story. They'll show you how humor, activism, and purpose sell more than polish ever could. They are insight machines for emerging platforms, design trends, language shifts, and micro-movements online. If you bring them into the decision-making process early, they'll save you from outdated strategies. For everyone, they'll teach you that you don't have to have all the answers, that asking questions, unlearning and listening is leadership. Curiosity is strength. They don't expect you to be perfect, they expect you to be open. And once you drop the act of knowing it all, you'll find that reverse mentorship feels less like giving up power and more like gaining perspective. Example 1. Family life. A father of 3 starts a reverse mentorship ritual. Every Sunday dinner, one of his kids teaches him something, a meme, a song lyric, a value. He says it's the best parenting hack he's ever stumbled on. He started with eye rolls and ended up with insights about gender pronouns, gaming culture, and why his teen won't use Facebook. That weekly habit changed his parenting style forever. Example 2. Classrooms. A teacher in Leeds lets her Year 10 students design a lesson each term. The results: higher engagement, better attendance, and students who feel seen. Some lessons included TikTok analysis, debates on cancel culture, and climate activism projects. These weren't distractions from the curriculum, they made the curriculum feel real. Companies like Unilever and Accenture, they pair interns with senior leaders, but not to train them, to advise them. And what do those interns bring? Insights on culture, bias, consumer trends, and where the market is heading. Reverse mentorship helped one marketing director realize that his team's visuals were unintentionally exclusive. After listening to his 22-year-old mentee, he redesigned the entire campaign and saw a 40% increase in engagement. Barrier 1. Ego. Some people still think, what can someone younger really teach me? That question is the wall. It's hard to feel like a beginner again, especially if you've spent decades being the expert, but unlearning isn't failure, it's evolution. Barrier 2. Fear of irrelevance. Sometimes we avoid learning from younger folks because we're scared we don't get it anymore. That's normal, but letting that fear stop you is optional. This fear shows up as defensiveness. We say, kids these days, or they're too sensitive. But really, we're scared we're not keeping up. The answer isn't retreat, it's connection. Barrier 3. Tokenism. This isn't about using Gen Z voices as decoration, it's about giving them actual influence, listening deeply, and acting on their input. That means more than asking for feedback. It means showing that feedback shaped your decisions. It means moving from visibility to actual change. Let's delve into 4 steps on how to start your own reverse mentorship. Step 1. Start with listening. Whether it's your child, employee, student, or sibling, ask them what they care about. Let them talk. Don't interrupt. Take notes, literally. Ask open questions, not just, what do you think? But how would you do this differently? Or, what are we missing from your point of view? Step 2. Create a safe exchange. Make it clear it's a two-way street. You're not asking to be entertained, you're asking to understand. In return, offer your life experience without judgment. Let them know their voice isn't just heard, it matters. Model the vulnerability you want them to feel safe showing back. Step 3. Make space regularly. Host a youth-led conversation at work. Let your child set the topic for your next family talk. Ask a Gen Z voice what you should be reading or watching this month. Make space often. Schedule it like you would a meeting. Show them you value their insights with your time, not just your words. Step 4. Apply what you learn. This isn't a research project. If a Gen Z voice tells you your language is outdated or your systems are exclusionary, believe them. Update your practice. You might not always get it right, that's fine, but if you're willing to adjust, they'll notice. Respect grows through follow-through. So when you do listen, you'll understand your kids better. You'll lead your team with more trust. You'll teach in a way that actually lands. You'll stop fearing change and start shaping it. You'll realize the next generation isn't entitled. They are equipped and waiting for you to listen. You'll feel the shift from distance to dialogue, from resistance to respect, from confusion to connection. We've talked a lot about what happens when you do listen to Gen Z, but now let's talk about the flip side. What happens when you don't? When leaders, parents, teachers and brands dismiss Gen Z as sensitive, entitled, or just too young to know better. They don't just lose relevance, they lose connection. Example 1, corporate disconnect. Remember Blockbuster? They laughed at digital streaming. Then Netflix came. More recently, brands that dismissed TikTok as a kids app missed the biggest marketing wave of the decade. Gen Z doesn't just follow trends, they create them, and if you ignore their platforms, you lose their attention. Example 2, workplace fallout. A tech startup in New York implemented unlimited PTO as a perk, but didn't listen to Gen Z staff about workload pressures. The result, no one took time off. Burnout soared, staff left. When leadership finally asked why, they learned Gen Z didn't want more days off. They wanted a culture where taking time off didn't come with guilt. Example 3, the family gap. When parents avoid hard conversations around gender identity, neurodiversity, or mental health because they don't understand that stuff, they send a loud message. Not being willing to learn says your world doesn't matter to me. And kids, even the strong ones, hear that.
My dad's a good guy, but every time I tried to talk about what I cared about, he either made a joke or changed the subject. Eventually, I stopped sharing.
This isn't about blame, it's about missed opportunities. When you dismiss younger voices, you lose access to new ideas, early warning signs, emotional connection, and cultural momentum. Pause, then recap with power. You don't have to agree with everything Gen Z says, but if you refuse to listen, you risk becoming irrelevant, not just in business, but in your own home. Here's your challenge. Choose one younger person in your world. Could be your child, a student, a team member, a neighbor. Ask them one real question. What's something you wish more people my age understood? Then listen. Let it change something. And don't just listen today. Keep showing up, keep asking, keep learning. Reverse mentorship is not a one-time act, it's a mindset. And if this hit home, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Because next week we're diving into a new topic. Trust me, you'll want to see that one.